Do what? All right, good deal. Go crazy, man. Is it? When I come in,
What are you gonna do?
cool. That's up. I'm gonna stop right there. Yep.
There you go. You don't have to if you don't want to.
2 minutes, everybody. 2 minutes. Okay.
All right, kids. 1, 2, 3. Oh, kids walk right by. All right, there we go.
Oh, wait, I'm going to be in front of it.
All right, thank you. The mic is popping.
Jesus Christ, 1 minute too. It's fucking popping. Still popping?
Test it.
Check, check, 1, 2. Check, check, 1, 2. Check, check, 1, 2. Cool. Thank you.
Welcome to First Coast Living. We are live from Nas Jax for the 2024 Nas Jax Air Show. We're going to catch all kinds of amazing aircraft today. F-35s, helicopters, all manner. So there's a lot to check out today, so stick around because we got a whole lot to do. Come on.
Live from the birthplace of the U.S. Navy's Blue Angels, this is First Coast Living. Now, from the flight line at Naval Air Station Jacksonville, here's David Benfield.
We are live from Nas Jax for the 2024 Air Show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to First Coast Living. We are live. We're going to take you for the next hour through all kinds of amazing stuff. We're going to meet pilots. We're going to meet guys who drive cars. But first, we need to find out everything that we need to know about the air show. So what better way to find all that out than talk to the boss himself? We have Captain Gregory DeWitt, a.k.a. the Skipper, to give us a rundown. Sir, good to see you. Thank you very much for having me. Okay, before we get into everything that goes on with the air show, what does it mean to be the skipper?
It is phenomenal. It's absolutely awesome. Consider it like this. You are in charge of a small city. We have about probably 22,000 folks that come inside the fence line of NES Jacksonville, and it's partnership between Clay County, Duval County. Absolutely phenomenal.
That is
love
amazing. It's amazing. Okay, so tell us, like, what all goes into planning something like this? This seems like a huge undertaking.
It's phenomenal. Consider this kind of like our Super Bowl. We planned for this, just getting ready for the Blue Angel team to come in, but we have civilian performers as well. We've got static displays here.
Yeah.
We have a kid zone. We have an obstacle course. We've got food and vendors set up here. Absolutely phenomenal. A lot of partnerships go into making this happen.
Absolutely. So, Skipper, let me ask you, what's your favorite part?
Being here, there is nothing greater than being here and being part of just this air show. I was at an air show when I was younger, never thought I'd be able to fly, but yet here I am, 33 years in service. I'm a pilot myself, but this is just phenomenal, just being able to serve everybody and serve the city of Jacksonville.
It's phenomenal. Okay, so you're a pilot. What do you fly?
I fly helicopters. Actually, this helicopter right here that's right behind you.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
So tell me about being a helicopter pilot, because the folks at home, they know I have a private pilot's license, but that is nowhere near the same as flying a helicopter. You guys beat the wind into submission.
That is the best way to put it. Yes, that's a great way to put it. Yeah.
So tell me, what's it like to actually fly a helicopter?
I've heard it described as balancing on a basketball, but you're using everything at one time: hands, feet, a lot of coordination. But I'm blessed to have done it, to be out on deployment. It's wonderful to be able to fly that wonderful machine and just serve the nation.
It's very, very impressive. All the work is simple. Let me ask you, as far as stuff to do here today, activities, what do we have on hand?
Oh, as I said, we've got some food vendors that are here. We've got a kid zone with bounce houses. We've got some recruiters that are here. But more importantly, we have the performers. So we got some civilian performers here. We've got Precision Exotics that's here. They're going to be possibly racing some of the aircraft. We'll have to see how that goes. And of course, we follow up with the Blue Angels, the Navy's flight demonstration team.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That is a really great segue, right? So Jordan got the chance on the Blue Angels. They actually started. We're the
The Blue Angels were born in 1946 when Admiral Chester Nimitz, the Chief of Naval Operations, had a vision to create a flight team that would boost public interest and Navy morale, thrilling audiences with precision combat maneuvers in the F-6 Hellcat, the F-8 Bearcat, and the F-9 Panther. Founded right here in Jacksonville, the Angels evolved and refined their demonstrations over the years, transitioning to the aircraft that they currently use, the Boeing FA-18 Super Hornet. The team celebrated another milestone in 2015 when Marine Captain Katie Higgins was selected to pilot the Blue Angels Lockheed Martin C-130T Hercules transport aircraft, making her the first female Blue Angels pilot. The goal of the Blue Angels is always to inspire a culture of excellence and service to the United States of America. The fleet represents thousands of men and women who serve in the United States Navy and Marine Corps to both audiences home and abroad. 2024 marks the 78th year of excellence for the Blue Angels. Since its inception, the Blue Angels have performed for nearly 5 million fans. Each performance provides the public an opportunity to see the incredible capabilities of service members serving aboard every ship, squadron, and the unit in the United States Navy and Marine Corps. The Blue Angels will perform the air show's grand finale each day, showcasing heart-stopping aerobatic stunts. It's a show you won't want to miss.
All right, we have an extra 300 pilot here. He is an aerobatic pilot. You're from Go Easy Aerobatics, right?
No, I'm from Arundel Aerobatics. You got me mixed up there.
Yeah, well, they changed the whole schedule on us, like quite literally right when we got here. So we're flying by the seat of our pants just like the rest of the pilots today. How you doing, Aaron?
Very well, very well. You look the part. Look at this jacket. Tell me about it.
This was my dad's, actually.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, dude. So he went around the world 3 times, and when he retired, he gave this to me. But we are here to talk about you, man. You fly the Extra 300. Tell us about the Extra 300.
Yeah, it's an Extra 300. It's amazing. It's very patriotic. It's painted in American colors, but also it's got a homage. I'm Australian, as you can tell from my accent. So it's got a bit of an Australian color scheme to it, but also very patriotic with American paint scheme. It's amazing. A lot of performance, a lot of horsepower. I've got 330 horses up the front, so you're going to see the aircraft hover, you're going to see it flip and tumble, you're going to see it do some pretty amazing things.
Yeah, so the Extra 300, it's one of my favorite airplanes. Like, when you're like on Microsoft Simulator and stuff like that, and you're trying all the different airplanes, I always go back to that Extra 300 because it is so nimble. How do you learn how to do aerobatic stunts in like the Extra 300? I mean, your body is going nuts.
It's a lot of work, a lot of training, a lot of gym, a lot of abs. You talk about, I used to play Flight Sim too, and used to play with the Extra 300. It was amazing. It was so nimble and agile. It was amazing. And that aircraft is just as agile, if not a little bit more. We've turned up the ailerons so the aircraft will roll faster and it will pull up a little bit harder. So it's going to be pretty impressive. Yeah.
It sounds terrifyingly cool. So do you do things like I've seen this before with the Extra 300 where they'll take it up to the sky and then just kill the engine?
Yeah, I do something similar. Watch the show. We're going to be performing twice today, and I will be doing something similar where you'll see me stop. I'm going to come backwards into the cloud of smoke, and you're going to see me disappear for a little moment. It's going to be pretty cool.
That sounds amazing, man.
We need to take you up, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Let's go. All right, Tegna, we're telling you, Tegna, they want me to get on an airplane, so we need permission for that.
Yeah, let's make that happen. Boss, let's make it happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so real quick before I let you go, what can folks expect when they watch you fly?
So for me, look, I'm Australian, and I'm very proud to be here. We're a resident for America. We'll be citizens eventually. We love this country. It's an amazing country. It's given us a lot of opportunities, and the privilege to fly at Jacksonville.
Right.
An amazing aircraft, amazing weather, amazing people. I mean, what more could you ask for? So for my performance, you're going to see me talking. I'm going to bring people into the cockpit. I'm going to be talking while I'm tumbling, while I'm upside down, pushing around. Pushing negative G's and positive G's, you're going to hear me talking. A little bit of grunting. It's not that attractive, but it brings you into the cockpit. And that's my whole goal, is to bring everyone here on the ground in the plane with me.
I've never seen that before. I've been to plenty of air shows. I've never seen, having somebody audio in the cockpit while you're flying. That's what, and it's probably is going to be a lot of grunting.
A lot of grunting. Watch out for it. And you tell me your favorite grunt. There's different grunts for different maneuvers. So, yeah.
So explain to people why you have to do that.
The grunting?
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked about the abs before and the sit-ups. When you're pulling G's, blood's moving from the brain, moving down to the legs. You've got to keep that blood up. You've got to keep your vision going and blood flowing through the brain, right? Sure. You don't want the pilot with no blood in the brain. So by keeping that up, by tensing, by grunting, by making all that noise, just like a tennis player, it gives you more power, more strength, and keeps the blood in the right place.
Gotcha. That is impressive. That is so impressive. Okay, so if folks want to follow you, like not just in the air show, but everything that you do, where can I send them?
I would love them to follow me. I'm on Instagram, AARRONDELIU, just my name. We've got a really cool channel. We've got an amazing team putting out some great media, and we'll put out some great media from this show. Jacksonville, come on, this is amazing, huh?
That's cool. Aaron, thank you so very much, man. I really do appreciate it. I am looking forward to catching your show. This is going to be really cool. Guys, stick around because we'll be right back after the break.
Well, you're going to need a massive pot of coffee or whatever energy drink you consume on Saturday, because you're not going to want to miss a single second of college football action on ABC 25, as we have a lineup that I'd say is the best we've seen so far this season. Beginning at noon, Heisman candidate Cam Ward and the 6th-ranked Miami Hurricanes look to begin a season 7-0 for the first time since 2017 as they face Louisville, who's been ranked for majority part of the early season. And then at 3:30, Rocky Top is going to be shaken as 11th-ranked Tennessee welcomes 7th-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide. Volunteers looking to take advantage of a Nick Saban-less Crimson Tide squad as they look to beat Bama for just the second time since 2007. And then for the nightcap at 7:30, we have what might be the biggest game of the season so far as top-ranked Texas welcomes 5th-ranked Georgia to the Lone Star State. This is just the 5th of many more meetings to come between these programs, plus a whole lot of implications will be on the line. Again, be sure to join us starting at noon to catch the Sunshine State's best team in action, and then 2 incredible ranked showdowns, which you can only catch on ABC 25.
Damn right. I will. Welcome back to First Coast Living. We are live from the 2024 Nas Jax Air Show. Now, down in St. Augustine, there is a legendary aerobatic pilot who has been inspiring pilots for decades, including this one. Jordan had a chance to catch up with Patty Wagstaff. Check this out.
excited about the Nas Jax Air Show, and I'm here with Patty Wagstaff. She is an aerobatic pilot. So cool to meet you. Thank you so much for having me today.
Oh, I love having you. And here we are standing next to my plane, my favorite place
Well,
in the
and
world.
I was about to ask, why is this upside down?
Well, you have to be able to read it when I'm upside down,
my
because that's
gosh.
usually what I'm doing.
Yeah, so aerobatic, that's kind of the whole point, right? You do these really cool moves and maneuvers. So tell everyone how you got into that.
I just took lessons. You know, I was learning to fly, and I thought, I want to know what it's like. What happens if I get in trouble? You know, or the plane gets into what they call an unusual attitude. I want to know how to fix it.
Right.
And it was hard to find an instructor. I finally found someone, this incredible woman in Alaska, and she started teaching me in her plane. So
really,
yeah.
But your dad is really kind of what got you into wanting
My
to fly.
dad's an airline. It was an airline pilot.
Right.
And but you know, when I was a kid, they said women couldn't be airline pilots. So
wow.
So I missed out on that, which is okay because then I got into aerobatics. But my little sister's an airline pilot.
Oh, very cool.
So yeah,
so it runs in the family.
It totally does.
All right, so I mean, I've seen some of the moves, and it looks very scary, intimidating. Were you scared when you first tried it?
No, when you first do this stuff, you go way up high.
Okay.
Right, so the worst thing that can happen is you fall out of something, and you're with an instructor, you know, but I still remember the first time I had to do it alone. We bought a plane, because I said I wanted to be an aerobatic pilot, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, now I got to put my money where my mouth is. I went up really high. It was like 8,000 feet. And I did a roll, and then I did a loop, and I'm like, that's enough.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you just keep getting better and better, and, you know, try not to scare yourself.
Well, you said you were with an instructor, but when I look at this plane, I mean, there's only a room for one person.
Seat. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Oh my
I've gotten
gosh.
past that.
Wow. How many hours does it take to officially get your license, pilot's license?
Pilot's license, you can get it as low as 40 hours. Most people, it takes 60 to 80 hours.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah.
You know, because if you don't fly every day, if you fly every day and you're flying
you'll get there quickly.
a lot, you can get there quickly.
Yeah.
It really depends on how often you fly.
And we are technically, yes, in her hangar, but it's you are a pilot that teaches as well. You have a
we've
flight
got
school.
a two-seat. We've got several two-seat airplanes here. So we teach people. Some people get serious about aerobatics, but most people just want to be safer pilots.
Right, okay.
And they just want to know what will happen if they get into what they call an unusual attitude.
Right.
So we say, if you know how to do some aerobatics, there are no unusual attitudes.
Right, there you go.
You'll be comfortable with whatever happens.
That's so true. But that's really cool. Can people you're still teaching, right? They can come and inquire about your services?
Absolutely.
Very cool.
We're busy. We have 3 to 4 airplanes up all the time, almost every day. So.
Wow, that's so neat. And then tell us a little bit about the air show for folks who have not been before.
The NAS Jacksonville Air Show is one of the best air shows in the country, no kidding.
Really?
It really is amazing. Has big crowds, but it's really well organized, and they have top performers. So I'm really sad I can't fly it this year, but I've flown it many, many years.
Right.
And the performers they have this year, including Rob Holland, who just won the U.S. Nationals again, will be there. So
And you've won some awards as well.
I've won a few of those too.
It's so cool that you can make this a career. I didn't even know that was an option.
Nobody knew, you know. I just kind of took it a step at a time, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I've been doing this for 10 years.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing it total?
Total 40 years now.
40 years as an aerobatic pilot.
I know.
That is impressive.
Yeah.
I have to ask though, before we go, what is your favorite move?
I think my favorite maneuvers are some of the very precision maneuvers, okay?
Which, give us an example.
Like a hammerhead, where you just go straight up
and
then straight down. I know.
Is that like anti-gravity too, in a way?
In a way, yeah. You're just free of all of that. It's awesome. And these planes have pretty big engines, so you can go up a long way.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Well, Patty, it has been such a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us. And I mean, I guess because if somebody is interested in maybe learning how to fly, how can they get in touch with you?
Yeah, just go to pattywagstaff.com.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, if you can read upside down, it's right here.
You have to read it upside down, though.
That's so cool.
We'll teach you how to fly. It's not for people who necessarily want to be air show pilots.
Right.
It's for any pilot.
Just who wants to be a better
just to be
pilot.
safer.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Have
Patty.
a great time at the show.
Yes, we're so
and,
excited.
Yeah. Maybe I'll be there. Maybe I'll see you there.
Hey,
So.
I'm sure she will. And if you want to see this interview again, everyone, just head to First Coast News Plus.
Patty Wagstaff is so amazing. I've actually had the pleasure of being in the air and watching her go up and practice. It is phenomenal. It's terrifying, but so very cool. All right, guys, so we have the owner of Precision Exotics, Eric Nelson, here. He's going to tell us all about what his company does and their role in the air show today. Eric? Good to see you, my
Hey,
man.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, so tell us everything we need to know about Precision Exotics.
Precision Exotics, everything you need to know, we go fast.
Yeah. There you go.
It's real simple, guys. We've been doing this about 10 years. I actually was stationed here a long time ago. I'm not going to tell you when because I'm going to date myself. But happy to be back at Jax here. Love this place. You know, this is going to date me a little. I was actually at Cecil Field, so that'll date me a little bit. So, but no, what we do is we bring exotic cars to air shows across North America. Anyone 18 or older, valid driver's license for $199. You pick one of these two here, our Lamborghini Hurricane, our Ferrari 458 Italian. We've got a Shelby Cobra GT 500. We've got a Jeep Trackhawk of all things. Yes, it is just a Jeep Cherokee, but it's got 1,000 horsepower. It's
What?
the fastest thing we've got to 120. It'll walk away from these things to 120.
A Jeep. That sounds more terrifying than aerobatic flying.
Yeah. But basically $199. You choose which one you want. All cars same price. You hop in the driver's seat. If you're 18 or older with a license, myself, one of my instructors will work comm traffic with Tower or the Air Boss during the air show. You'll rip it down the runway. If somebody is younger and wants to ride, same price. My instructors will hop in the driver's seat. They'll sit right seat. We'll rip them down the runway.
That's so cool. So you guys like tear down the runway, right?
That's it. Yep.
Wow. Have you guys ever raced a plane?
Every weekend. Yeah, we'll be racing Aaron this weekend as well as Skip Stewart.
So Aaron, the gentleman we just talked to, you're gonna be racing him?
Yeah, we're gonna show the Aussies how Americans race. Yeah.
I love that so much. That's amazing. Okay, so hey, let me ask you something. Like, what got this started, right? Like, what was the aha moment to bring cars to the air show?
Well, I was in the Marine Corps, as I said earlier, so it was one of those, hold my beer and watch this. So, but basically, I came up with the idea in 2014 after doing a few experiences in the exotic car world, and I was like, an aircraft enthusiast and a car enthusiast are separated by about a half a chromosome.
Absolutely.
So why not mix the two? And here we are.
That's amazing. Okay, let me ask you something. Which one of these cars is your personal favorite?
You're gonna laugh, but it's a Trackhawk. And I've driven everything. I've driven Bugatti Veyron, Chirons. I've driven the Koenigsegg Agera for them in some speed tests.
Yeah.
I've driven the McLaren Senna last weekend at Miramar. But the Jeep Trackhawk, I guess it's just the Tennessee in me. Just like the truck.
That's cool. I tell you what, I really do actually want to get into a truck that has, how many horsepower did you say?
It's stock is 707. We've got about 980 in it.
980.
Yeah.
You said that correctly, 980.
980.
I'm telling you, that blows my mind. That's got to like put you right back in the seat.
Oh, it does. Launch control, it'll put you in the seat. And you're not leaning forward.
Ooh, that sounds crazy. All right, so hey, before we jump into one of these cars and tear out of here, where can folks find you? How can they learn about you?
We're basically far show right. So I'm not sure where all the entrances are to the show, but when you're facing the actual air show itself, the runway and the flying, we're all the way to the front right corner.
Gotcha. All right, so once you walk in, you take a right, you walk all the way down.
And you can't miss it. It's a bag of Skittles laying on the runway.
Right. Do you guys have a website or anything we can send somebody to if they want to learn more?
Absolutely. PrecisionExotics.com.
PrecisionExotics.com. All right, man, let's go get in the car and ride.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Come on. Justin, I got to give you this microphone, sir, because I got to get out of here. Oh, I've never opened one of these. Here we go. Hold that. This is the coolest car. I've never been into a car this cool before in all of my life. I'll follow you on TikTok. All right. All right, guys. I got the need for speed. So, you ready to get out of here? All right, guys, we'll see you after the break.
The national
Welcome to First Coast Living. We are live from NAS Jax for the 2024 NAS Jax Air Show. We're going to catch all kinds of amazing aircraft today. F-35s, helicopters, all manner. So there's a lot to check out today, so stick around because we got a whole lot to do. Come on.
Live from the birthplace of the U.S. Navy's Blue Angels, this is First Coast Living. Now, from the flight line at Naval Air Station Jacksonville, here's David Benfield.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. We are live right here from the NAS Jax Air Show 2024 style. I have Kyle Fowler of Go Easy Aeronautics here, and we're going to talk about some more aerobatic stuff ahead of his performance today. Hey, man. Good to see you.
Hey, it's very good to be here.
Listen, you have a really crazy cool airplane. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, so I fly an airplane. It's called the Long Easy. We've dubbed it the backwards plane because, well, the engine's in the back, the tail's in the front, and it just looks kind of weird, but it's a lot of fun to fly.
It looks amazing. Man, it looks fast.
It is. That is what it is good at. This is actually not an aerobatic airplane,
Really?
but anything will do a loop and a roll if you try hard enough, and I try very, very hard.
So, let me ask you, what's up with that airplane, right? Like I've seen a lot of airplanes before, but you call it the backwards airplane. Like, how is that? Like, why is it backwards?
The guy who designed it, normally on an airplane, you're pulling the tail down to go up. The guy who designed that airplane, he didn't like that idea. He's like, why don't we lift the nose up to go up? So he put the tail on the front and it became a lifting surface. So it adds to the glide ratio. It has less drag. It's a little bit cleaner aerodynamically, and it makes for a very stable airplane. And it's just, I bought it because it looks weird, and I wanted something unique and different for air shows like NAS Jax.
Yeah. So let me ask you something. How did you get into being a pilot at air shows and stuff?
So I'm a second generation air show performer.
Oh, cool.
My dad did air shows for 23 years, and I started going to shows when I was 12 years old. I used to announce my dad's show when I was a kid, which was great because I had two brothers, but I was the only one that announced the show, so I always got first pick. Beginning of the year, we lay out all the shows, and like, well, I want this one, and this one, and I got what I wanted because I was the only one that wanted to talk in front of a mic. And I'm still talking in front of a mic.
Absolutely, doing a great job. Okay, so tell us about your performance. What can we expect?
So like I said, not an aerobatic airplane, but it is very fast, so we keep that speed up. We do a lot of loops and rolls, a lot of smoke, and some good music. And even though it's not an aerobatic airplane, usually people are still quite impressed with what it'll do aerobatically.
Absolutely, because look, for most airplanes, right, they're not doing loops,
No.
And anytime you pull that loop, the lay person is like, that looks like aerobatics to me.
It very much is. It very much is. And like I said, it's just like a high speed, very energetic, and fun plane to fly.
So how do you train to fly one of these?
Very carefully. Yeah. So it's actually quite simple to fly. Like, it's a side stick. The first time I flew it, it took a little bit of getting used to, but the aircraft is actually quite stable. Okay. Learning how to fly air shows, that's a little bit different because now you're kind of a test pilot because you're taking the airplane into an area that it's not really meant for. But it's a lot of practice. At the beginning of the year, we go out, we go upside down, we fly until we get sick, we land, everything stabilizes, and we go do it again until the show's right dialed in.
That is amazing. So there's 2 seats in this airplane, right?
It is indeed, yes.
So you're going to take anybody with you?
Not for the show. We're not allowed to for the show, but we'll see what happens throughout the day.
That is cool, man. I want to ride in one of those. I wish they would let me jump in these airplanes. I'd be like, man, we got to go.
Hey, let's do it, right?
We'll have to do it. We'll have to do that maybe off duty.
Yes, once the cameras are off so that they don't see you filling the bags, right?
Absolutely. Hey, man, if somebody wants to follow you, or if they around and what you do, or maybe learn a little bit more, where can I send them?
Absolutely. Kyle Fowler with Go Easy Aerobatics, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. We're going to be starting YouTube next year, and we've got some cool things that we're going to be doing on the socials.
That is cool. Kyle, thank you so very much for joining us. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you so
Guys,
much.
please stick around because there is so much more after the break. We are live from the 2024 NAS Jax Air Show. We'll be right back. we'll start on him if he's still going, and then I'll come back. I'll dive back over there. Check 1 2 3 4. Check 1 2. Check chicky check 1 2 3 4. Check. Welcome back. Welcome back to the 2024 Nas Jax Air Show. That is Aaron. We just spoke to him earlier in his extra 300. You can see him right now. Looks like he's about to finish up his run. He was just going bonkers, y'all. Dude was flip-flopping up all over the place. Like what he was talking about, how he flies straight up and then he like releases that smoke and then he goes like tail down, right? So the tail will fall down to the earth while the propellers are still straight up vertical, and he fell through that and then tumbled towards the earth and then rolled out of it. I mean, Aaron is simply amazing. Like what he puts his body through in order to do aerobatic stunts like that is just phenomenal. I honestly can't even imagine like what it would do to me. So I'm not really sure what he's doing now. It looks like he's probably just kind of gearing himself up to finish off his run. He's getting pretty high up right now, so I imagine he'll do something probably pretty cool as he tumbles to the bottom. He's releasing smoke now, so here he goes. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, they've kicked up the music, so you know it's about to go down. Oh! There you go, couple twisted turns, precision. Wow, this is amazing. You guys have got to come out this weekend to see this. And remember, if you guys can't make it in, this is a free event, guys, and the parking's free and stuff too. So if you get here early enough and you get in here, you can get your parking, you can get in here for free. And if you can't though, you can post up on Roosevelt Boulevard right out there, right outside of the base, and check all this stuff out. You get an unabated view for the most part. I'm telling you, I could sit here, guys, and watch this all day. He's upside down right now, plummeting towards the earth. And look, he's upside down and doing like what's called slow flight, and that's where you create as much drag as you can in order to fly, in order to continue lift while you're flying at really, really slow speeds. So that's how he ends up being able to create lift while he's flying so slow. And it looks like he's almost just hovering in the air. The extra 300 is so light and so powerful that you can actually perform these kind of stunts. If you're in like, you know, a fighter jet or something like that, like an F-35, it wouldn't necessarily be able to do those kinds of things. So here he goes. He's gonna start doing another, pull it back up to the sky. Let's see where he goes from here. Oh, oh, I think he's gonna do a little smoke deal that we were talking about. Here we go. Well, it's a little bit different. Oh, I can't even imagine just like looking at the earth, just screaming right up back at you. Aaron is a fantastic pilot, guys. Look at this. So we were talking to Patty Wagstaff earlier, or Jordan was talking to Patty Wagstaff, and that is the very same airplane that Patty Wagstaff flew for so many years in her air show demonstrations. So like what she was talking about, that's what Aaron is dealing with right now. Ooh. Oh, wow. So see, when he's doing those things, you remember the pilot, how he was talking about how he has to squeeze those abs, right? Because he's putting so many G's on him. So in order to keep the blood into his head so he can continue to think, right? And stay awake and stay conscious, he has to clench those stomach muscles up, right? So it's like and to keep the blood into his head, otherwise he'll black out. And of course you can't black out, and then if you black out in this thing, you're in a lot of trouble. So luckily Aaron is incredibly trained. This is just amazing, guys. Look at him go, he's upside down. Oh! I wonder, like, I've often wondered, like, how dizzy this makes those guys. Like it's got to make them dizzy to some degree, right? I mean, oh, there he goes. He's going all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. He can't create any lift anymore. And here he comes. He'll push the nose over and plummet towards the earth. Here he comes, screaming down towards the runway. Oh, it's amazing. He pulls up. I don't know, what is he, like 200 feet off the ground, maybe? The pucker factor is real, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Look at him twisting and turning. I'm telling you what, you've got to get out here to the air show. There he goes, screaming across the runway. Hey guys. Hey guys, here we go. Can I borrow you for a second?
Hey, yes sir, how are you?
Hey man.
How are you?
All right, I am very well. So we're hanging out with one of the recruiters right now. Can you introduce yourself to everybody?
Hey, yeah, how you doing? Sergeant Chad Wiley here. It's our first class with 3rd Battalion 20th Special Forces Group.
Oh, wow. Okay, so convince me to join the Special Forces.
Okay, what do you do now?
I host a television show.
You host a television show? Are you happy with it?
Incredibly.
All right, well, do you like guns? Do you like, going over there saving the oppressed?
Yeah!
No, so really what we do here at 3rd Battalion 20 Special Forces Group, we have a unique program called SFRE, Special Forces Readiness Evaluation. We can take individuals that are interested in joining Special Forces right off the street as civilians. They could be in National Guard, reserves, different branches of the military. They can come from active duty. Basically, we have one going on right now, and it goes from Thursday through Sunday. It is an introduction into Special Forces where you actually have mentorship from Green Berets on the ground from all different backgrounds. I myself came from active duty Special Forces, from 5th Special Forces Group. We have guys from 7th Group, 3rd Group, and guys that have been in Guard the whole time. So it's a really unique setting for guys that don't know a lot about it to start to really put one foot in the door, see if they have what it takes, come out there. We have different events, your standard PT tests, road marches, putting the ruck on. We have team events that really showcases their ability to think and deliver under stress. Do they have a leadership ability? These are kind of attributes that we're looking at in these individuals to conduct some of the mission sets that Special Forces does, which are primary being unconventional warfare.
Wow, this is impressive. So let me ask you, why did you want to join Special Forces?
So I joined Special Forces. I was a golf caddy down in Tampa, Florida for Old Memorial Golf and Country Club. I had a bunch of members that had died in the World Trade Centers on 9/11 that were near and dear for me, and that was one of my driving reasons to join Special Forces. One of the reasons I stay in it now is because of the brotherhood that exists. These are the guys that you fight for the left and right. Yes, we love our country, but the guys and the friendships you make from your left and right are really what it's about.
I really appreciate your service.
Yeah,
Thank you
absolutely.
so
Thank you
very
so
much.
much.
If somebody wants to join, where can I send them online, stuff like that?
Yeah, we have a huge Instagram following right now. You can look up 3rd Battalion 20 Special Forces Group. We have our number right there, NationalGuardSF.com, 904-796-8563. And we're more than happy to send a welcome package or any information if you're interested in joining Special Forces.
Sir, I really appreciate your time.
Awesome.
Thank
Yeah,
you very
happy.
much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for your service, sir. Guys, stick around. We'll be right back after the break.
I'm so inspired to be here. So we're over at the Kids Zone all weekend, hoping to inspire kids to want to go into aerospace careers and other STEM careers.
Absolutely. Okay, so tell us about the power of STEM.
Oh my gosh, STEM is everywhere. STEM is in everything that powers this air show.
Absolutely.
Whether it's broadcasting technology or the technology that flies the planes, we need kids to be studying up in STEM. So I'm especially inspired to see how many kids are here today.
Right. It's amazing.
It is. You know, over at the Kids Zone, you can make a plane. And as I'm watching all these planes going by, I can see I've got to go back to the drawing board and redesign mine because it's not as sleek and smooth as those other ones. But it's true that STEM is in every single career, and the kids just really need to get involved. I know that we're here all weekend, and they can come over. They can fly a postcard.
Yeah, let me see. Whoa.
Yes, yeah. So with the Blue Origin rockets, we can get their postcards on a rocket.
No way.
Fly them up over the Kármán line, bring them down, stamp them, flown in space, and bring them back to the kids. And they'll have a souvenir of space.
That is so cool. That would blow me up as a little kid. I would be so inspired after that.
And a big kid. The parents have been making them too. And it gives you an artifact of something that's been to space.
Yeah.
How inspirational is that?
Very. What else do you have in your hand?
I've got a Lego robot here. Kids can go from building with the bricks to actually learning to program and code a robot. And they can go code over at our booth for the weekend. But then these look like toys and it's play, but it's serious play.
Yeah.
With a robot, with this robot, kids can learn Python and be ready, for the careers where you need to be able to code.
That is impressive.
It's incredible what doors can be opened through bricks and robots and 3D printing pens.
Yeah, just inspiring kids to learn more about the world around them.
Yes, and there's so much going on in the local schools. We just partnered with Starbase up near the airport to start a program for middle school girls called Girls Who Soar.
Yeah,
and
I love that.
Yes, thank you. We're hoping to inspire the next generation of female pilots. So local girls in middle school, grades 6, 7, and 8, ask their schools, get in touch with me at the STEM Hub, and we'll get them involved.
That's great. Okay, so how do we get people in touch with you?
So they can visit stem2hub.org and reach out through our email. They can call us at 904-502-0958 and talk to me directly about any of the STEM programs in the region.
That is so cool. Kathy, it is so good to see you. The folks at home don't know that we actually know each other pretty well. This is my buddy right here. I really appreciate you sticking around with us, hanging out, and tell us all about the STEM to Go program, or STEM to Hub. This is really great. You are doing amazing work here in town. I'm telling you, that is really impressive. We need more women pilots. I want to see more women pilots here at the air show, guys. So make sure those kids get out here and learn and get inspired. Stick around though, guys, because First Coast Living, we'll be right back after the break. Welcome back, everybody. Look who I just yanked out of the cockpit, fresh off of his practice run. Hey, man, good to see you again.
Likewise. I tell you, this is the quickest interview after flying. Literally, I just hopped out. I've still got a bead of sweat right here from that flight.
No, that was cool. I actually got to do play-by-play while you were up there, man. That was amazing.
Thanks. What'd you think? Like, what was your favorite part?
My favorite part, like you were talking about, when you go straight up and you like release the smoke and then you like fall back through the smoke.
Disappeared for a moment. Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah. It's surprising that I jumped out, right? What I'm trying to work on is eventually I'll go into the smoke and then I don't pop out. Could you imagine? It'd be like, where did he go? Yeah,
it's like a David Copperfield thing.
Yeah, I got to figure that out. Once I get that figured, I'm set.
That was cool. And then we also saw you, I was in the middle of an interview, so we didn't get to put it on air, but you were racing down the runway with one of the Precision Exotics guys. And man, your wing is like 4 feet off the ground, man.
I was giving it, but I think he's got some nitrous in that, so at the end he pipped me. We've got a couple of sayings in Australia, but he beat me by the a whisker hair. Is that how you'd say it?
Yeah, beat me by a whisker. Yeah. Aaron, thank you so very much, man. I really do appreciate it. You're awesome, dude. I can't say whatever. It's a bad word, but you're
awesome too.
You're amazing, dude. I really appreciate it. Guys, make sure that you come out here to the 2024 Nas Jax Air Show. It's going to be going all weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Remember that it's free to the public. Parking is free as well, but you better get here early because folks are going to be packing in here pretty quickly. And if you find out that you can't get in because the line's too long or whatever, remember that you can post up on the easement that's over here on Roosevelt, that's Highway 17, or you can post up over across the river over in San Marco on River Road. But that's going to do it for us. You guys, see you later.
Marshall, it's for the A block. Keith is mic 1, 2, 3. Oh, sugar. Let's go back to noon.
Robert Spettis here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mic check, mic check.
Right now at noon, Jacksonville Sheriff's Office releases the body camera